Have you ever wondered why you make the decisions you do? What influences your choices? From choosing your breakfast cereal to deciding on your career path, every day is filled with a myriad of choices. The decision-making process is a complex one, steeped in the intricate workings of our brain. It's like a puzzle, an enigma, and each piece fits together to form the bigger picture of our choices. The fascinating thing about decision-making is that it's not just a conscious act. You might think you're the one in control, but that's just half the story. Our subconscious mind also plays a significant role. It's constantly working in the background, processing information, and influencing our decisions in ways we might not even realize. Imagine your mind as an orchestra, with different sections playing different tunes, yet all working together to create a harmonious symphony. The conscious mind could be the violin section, playing the melody, the part we're most aware of. But there's also the subconscious mind, like the percussion section, providing the rhythm and pace, subtly influencing the overall sound. Our minds evaluate different options based on the information at hand, but it's not as simple as it sounds. Each option carries with it potential consequences, rewards, and risks. Our brains must weigh these up, often in a split second. Take, for example, the simple decision of choosing between an apple and a chocolate bar for a snack. It might seem straightforward, but your brain is rapidly processing various factors. The health benefits of the apple, the instant gratification of the chocolate, past experiences, and even societal norms all play a part in this seemingly simple decision. So, decision-making is a complex process. It's a dance between the conscious and subconscious mind, a balance of logic and emotion, influenced by our experiences, our environment, and even our cultural background. No wonder it often feels like we're navigating through a maze when faced with a difficult decision. But fear not, for within this enigma lie answers that can help us make better choices. Let's delve deeper into the fascinating science of decision-making. Our brain, an intricate organ, plays a significant role in every decision we make. It is the conductor of our personal symphony, directing each note, each beat, each melody of our lives. And at the heart of this symphony lies the prefrontal cortex, our personal decision maker. Imagine the prefrontal cortex as the CEO of a large corporation. It receives information from various departments, each contributing a different perspective. The emotions department might be advocating for immediate gratification, while the logical reasoning department pushes for a more long-term, rational approach. Meanwhile, the memory department is busy dredging up past scenarios, both successful and not so successful, to provide context. The prefrontal cortex, then, must consider all these inputs and make the best decision. It's a bit like trying to listen to a dozen conversations at once and make sense of it all. Sounds complicated, right? Well, that's because it is. Emotions, memory, and logical reasoning all converge in the prefrontal cortex, each one vying for control. Emotions, those raw, visceral reactions that we feel in response to certain stimuli, can often lead us to make rash, impulsive decisions. Memory, on the other hand, serves as a record of our past experiences, providing a reference point for future decisions. Logical reasoning, the ability to analyze situations objectively and make decisions based on facts and data, can sometimes get drowned out by the more forceful voices of emotion and memory. Yet the prefrontal cortex is designed to handle this chaos. It weighs the input from each department, considers the potential consequences, and ultimately makes a decision. It's a delicate balancing act, one that requires constant adjustment and fine-tuning. But despite this complexity, or perhaps because of it, our brain's decision-making process is remarkably efficient. It has to be. We make thousands of decisions every day, from what clothes to wear, to whether to take the stairs or the elevator. Each one of these decisions, no matter how small, is influenced by a complex interplay of emotions, logic, and past experiences. So, it appears that our decisions are a complex interplay of emotions, logic, and past experiences, all orchestrated by our brain. Scene script. Can you imagine making decisions without any emotional influence whatsoever? It's a curious concept, isn't it? Yet, it's an integral part of who we are as humans. Our emotions play a critical role in our decision-making process, sometimes steering us towards irrational decisions, and at other times, guiding us towards the best possible outcomes. Picture this for a moment. You're at the grocery store, and there's a sale on your favorite chocolate. You don't need it, but the joy it brings is undeniable. So you buy it. That's an emotion-driven decision. Or consider a more significant life decision, like choosing a career path. You may choose to pursue a career that aligns more with your passion than with practical considerations, like salary or job security. That's another example of emotions influencing our decisions. However, emotions can also lead us astray. Ever made a decision out of anger or fear, only to regret it later? These are instances when our emotions can cloud our judgment and lead to irrational decisions. This isn't to say that emotions are bad in decision-making. On the contrary, they are vital. Some individuals, due to certain brain disorders, lack the ability to feel emotions. And you'd think that their decision-making would be perfectly rational, right? Well, not quite. Research has shown that these individuals often struggle with decision-making. Without emotions, they find it difficult to assign value to different options and predict the outcomes of their decisions. This points to the role of emotions as a kind of compass, guiding us towards what we deem important or valuable. So, yes, emotions can lead us to make irrational decisions at times, but they also add a layer of richness to our decision-making process, allowing us to connect with our innermost desires, fears, and aspirations. Emotions, as it turns out, are not just about feelings. They significantly influence the choices we make. Did you know that your surroundings and upbringing also play a significant role in your decision-making process? It's true. The environment in which we live and the culture we're born into considerably shape the way we make decisions. Let's take a look at environmental factors first. These are the physical and social conditions we're exposed to. Think about it. The decisions made by someone living in a bustling city, surrounded by skyscrapers and a fast-paced lifestyle, are likely to differ from those of someone living in a serene countryside, where life moves at a more leisurely pace. The city dweller might make quicker, more instantaneous decisions due to the fast-paced nature of their environment, while the rural dweller, accustomed to the slower pace, might take more time to weigh their options. The influence of culture on decision-making is also profound. Culture shapes our values, beliefs, and norms, all of which influence our choices. For instance, in cultures that emphasize collectivism, like in many Asian countries, decisions are often made with the welfare of the group in mind. On the other hand, in individualistic cultures, such as those in Western countries, people are more likely to make decisions based on personal gain or satisfaction. Now, what happens when environmental factors and cultural background intertwine? Well, they create a complex matrix that significantly influences our decision-making process. Picture this. A person from a collectivist culture living in a bustling city might make quick decisions, but with the group's welfare in mind. These examples only scratch the surface of the influence of environment and culture on decision-making. The interplay between these factors and our personal decision-making mechanisms is a fascinating area of study that continues to reveal new insights. That brings us to a key realization. Our decisions, it seems, are a reflection of not just our internal processes, but also our external influences. So, the next time you're faced with a decision, take a moment to consider how your environment and cultural background might be guiding your choice. Now that we understand the science of decision-making, how can we use this knowledge to make better decisions? Here are a few tips to get started. First, take your time. Hasty decisions often overlook important factors. By slowing down, we give our brain the space to process all the information and make a more informed choice. Second, consider all your options. It's easy to fall into the trap of binary thinking, but our choices are rarely black and white. Look for the shades of gray, and don't be afraid to get creative with your solutions. Third, be aware of your emotions. Remember, they are indispensable in our decision-making process, but they can also lead us astray. When you feel a strong emotional pull towards a decision, take a step back and reassess. By understanding the science behind our decisions, we can better control our choices and make decisions that lead us to our desired outcomes. We've taken a deep dive into the science of decision-making today. We've uncovered the enigma of choices and how our personal decision maker, our brain, navigates this complex landscape. We've seen how emotions play a vital role, not just as subjective feelings, but as integral components of our decision-making process. We've also explored how our environment and culture wield significant influence over our choices. To improve our decision-making skills, we've learned that it's important to be aware of these factors, to challenge our biases, and to practice mindfulness. The more we understand how we make decisions, the better we can become at making them. Remember, every decision you make shapes your destiny. So, make them count. The journey of discovery doesn't stop here. There's a whole world of fascinating topics waiting to be explored. If you are intrigued and want to keep learning, don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content like this. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,